I think I'm being laid off from my job today. If you couldn't tell by my appearance, I have been crying all morning. I haven't even had my meeting yet, but I got a calendar meeting today from someone I've never spoken to at the company, and a bunch of other people did too. So I am recording this because I feel like a lot of people can probably find comfort in knowing they're not alone. So we will see. Maybe it'll be something positive. Maybe I'm not getting laid off, but I am shaking.
That does impact your position. Today is going to be your last day. Um,
I've loved my time here and I'm very thankful for it. So I appreciate it. I did not think that that would be my last day. My laptop's not even working anymore for me to like save things. Like,
women are rapidly being fired from their jobs. Guys, I've been making these videos and it's happening rapidly. And I told you that it was not even going to be isolated to the corporate world. It was also going to hit the gig economy very soon. And we're seeing that beginning to happen now as well. Today's video comes from The Quartering. His channel will be linked in the description of the video so that you can go and check him out. Watch to the end of the video to fully understand the implications of so many women now facing mass layoffs in society and how this is going to affect women and society going forward. Go and follow us over on Rumble. You never really know what's going to happen on this platform, so please go and follow us over there and help us to get to 1,000 subscribers on Rumble. And now let's just go ahead and jump right into the video. After a word from Angry's Crypto Academy. So guys, you know that things are not good in the neighborhood. Modern women are now beginning to lose their jobs rapidly. They said, men, we don't want you, we want the bear. And now they don't want to go and hang out with Yogi and Boo Boo. The financial system is on the brink. ATMs are going to freeze and the banks are going to chain the doors. Your assets are at serious risk. Discover how to protect your wealth with cryptocurrency at Angry's Crypto Academy. You'll master the skills to buy, sell, trade, and invest in the most secure coins, plus uncover 4 coins that virtually no one is talking about, poised to create new millionaires in the upcoming bull run. Click the link in the video description below to find out what these coins are and join the Academy today. And now let's go ahead and jump right into the video.
What is going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering. I hope everyone had an absolutely wonderful, wonderful day. Absolutely brutal changes rolled out at Starbucks, and they're going through a little doge of their own, a little mini doge. And I wonder if anybody, has decided that it's the same thing that's going on at the federal government. All these leftoids are having meltdowns about, the layoffs at the federal government, which again, I try to say, hey, look, these people are people. I understand. They should, be treated with respect. Hopefully they get some sort of, severance or whatever. But 1,100 people were just fired from Starbucks corporate. 700 employees will be laid off and hundreds of open positions will be closed. Nicole said that mass layoffs are necessary to remove duplicate jobs and increase focus. So when Elon Musk does it, the left is melting down. I wonder what they're going to say about when Starbucks does it. Now, to be fair, Starbucks, the Starbucks has drawn the ire of the left ever since they, I guess they didn't celebrate whatever happened on October 7th. Good enough. I don't really know. I don't pay $9 for coffee from a company that hates me. I started my own, coffeebrandcoffee.com, promo code The Quartering to save. You should try it too. Whole bean and ground, roasted fresh on demand. Much better than that garbage dropship coffee that everyone else is selling. Won't name names. Starbucks has around 16,000 corporate employees who work on the business side in the day-to-day of running cafes. Store workers such as baristas will not be affected. The brutal cuts are among the largest in the chain's history, having cut 5% of its workforce, around 350 people.
Now, let me make this very clear. So they haven't started cutting the baristas yet. but they just dropped 1,000 people at corporate, and you can only imagine that many, if not most of them, were women. Have no doubt that as we're heading into a major global recession and the Greater Depression, you're going to see a lot of different Starbucks beginning to close down that are underperforming. And because who the hell is going to be able to afford expensive coffee? Many of those people who work at Starbucks are women. The vast majority of people who work at Starbucks are women, and you're going to rapidly see them losing their jobs. Just 1,000 jobs cut from corporate. That's massive. That's absolutely massive. And it's only going to grow from here. It's only going to get worse from here. And of course, women are out there with their affirmations like, it's going to be okay. It's going to be a good day. We're going to do it. I'm powerful. You have all of this power inside of you. They are not aligned with reality. And they're going to continue trying to maintain their current uh, standard of living until they can no longer afford it, and then end up living in their cars, and then they end up living in a shelter if they're lucky, and if they're not able to get into a shelter, they end up living on the streets. And then they said that guys, we don't want you guys, we don't need you, we'd rather the bear, but then they don't want to go and hang out with Yogi and Boo Boo in the woods. But that's where it's ultimately heading. So we are heading towards mass layoffs for women in the gig economy. I told you those jobs were not safe. There's going to be oversaturation and then consolidation. That's where it's headed right now. And you can see that pretty clearly.
Back in 2018, this is close to 10 or 11%, it looks like. Office staff have been asked to work from home this week. While the company gives notice to those being laid off, employees will be informed Tuesday if they are losing their jobs. This is always the brutal thing, I think, about, kind of corporate America. It would suck to find out that you were getting fired or laid off or whatever in the paper, or, on, I guess more aptly, on Twitter or X or whatever the case may be. I definitely think like that does stink. And I do feel for those folks. Again, Starbucks is not exactly, people can just not go to Starbucks. And I think they shouldn't. Despite Nichols' turnaround plans, Starbucks still reported its fourth consecutive quarter of declines, with sales down another 4% in the quarter, ending in December. The chain has suffered after customers grew tired of years of price increases, long lines, and poor service.
I told you guys, they're going to start closing down the lowest performing stores. How do I know this? Because it happened before. During the Great Recession, they began rapidly closing down Starbucks. Starbucks had become crazy popular. I remember once, back during the shopping mall era, when shopping malls were a thing, you literally had a Starbucks above a Starbucks. So like you'd go to a shopping mall and there'd be a Starbucks on the ground floor and there'd be another Starbucks right above it on the second floor. And you're like, wait a minute, there's a Starbucks right above a Starbucks. This doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And when you ask about it, they're like, oh, but that's because each store gets different traffic. So if people are on the second floor, they're going to go into that store. And if people are on the first floor, they're going to go into that store. I mean, it was so bad. It was so insane at one point with Starbucks that it was almost like, it was almost like a neighborhood deli thing where, you'd have your neighborhood deli and then you'd have a Starbucks. That's how bad Starbucks became. However, things are changing once again, and we are now seeing the consolidation of Starbucks again. This is what happens. First, they fire everyone at corporate, and then they start consolidating all of the stores, closing down the lowest performing stores, and it becomes very hard to keep your job. And all of those people, at Starbucks right now who are acting like they deserve $1 million to make coffee. They're going to be fighting tooth and nail for those jobs because there is nothing else. They have no other ways of really providing value. And many of the existing corporate jobs that are being replaced are going to be replaced with artificial intelligence. These companies are not going to pay people for these things anymore. They're not going to be paying copywriters anymore. They're not going to be paying graphics designers anymore. They're not going to be paying a lot of these people for administrative jobs that essentially amount to data entry, even accounting. All right. They're not paying these people anymore. Human resources, goodbye. You are the weakest link. People are writing entire Chrome extensions right now just using AI. Mark Zuckerberg, love him or don't love him, he just, said it recently that this is the end for the way that we do coding. All right. Like the next big phase is learning how to write programs using AI. In a way, people are going to learn how to code, but they're only going to learn how to code so they can use AI to do the coding. So now you're going to have one person who knows how to code or has a very basic understanding of programming using AI to write, tons and tons of programs, 10 programs a day for different clients. All right. And, in some cases, 100 programs a day for different. It sounds crazy, but it's true because we have the AI client now coming. So now you're going to have the AI clients where you're basically just going to one person going through to all these different AI clients and saying, listing out all the different programs that need to be run. And that's his entire day written. And then basically they're all written. And then he just goes through each and every single one of them over the course of a day. And as to where you would previously need, hundreds of people or thousands of people to do this, you're going to have one dude doing all of this, not 10, not 5, not 10, not 5, not 10, not 20, not 2, one man, one dude. It's going to be insane. Modern women are not going to have jobs. And of course, because of their ego, they will never admit that they are not capable of getting themselves out of this. They will never admit that they need men. The best you're going to get out of them is going to be feminism got us everything that we wanted. Now let's fight it together. Feminism got us everything that we wanted. Now let's fight for one another. They will never admit their follies or the poor decisions that they've made that have led them to this point in their lives. This is why I keep on warning y'all, don't be like these individuals, okay? Don't be like them. Focus on yourselves and focus on getting your money up because right now, hard times are here. And one of the best things you can do is to learn about crypto. Guys, if you think you've missed the boat on Bitcoin, think again. The crypto world is exploding with new opportunities. And while Bitcoin has already made its millionaires, there's still a chance for you to get in early on the next big wave. I've put together an exclusive guide on 4 altcoins that could change the game and change your financial future. These aren't just hype coins. These are real projects with groundbreaking technology and massive upside potential. This is your chance to get in before they hit the mainstream. But listen, crypto isn't just about getting rich, it's about freedom. Freedom from traditional banks, freedom from government-controlled money, and freedom to take back control of your life. That's why I created Angry's Crypto Academy. When you join the academy, you'll learn everything you need to know about cryptocurrency, how to buy, sell, and trade the right way, how to spot the coins that can truly take off, and how to use crypto to achieve real economic freedom. And here's the best part. When you subscribe, you'll get a free copy of my crypto blueprint. This is packed with valuable tips and strategies to help you get started, and it's yours just for joining. The link is in the description below. Don't wait around. and miss another opportunity like Bitcoin. Those who act now will be the ones who win big. So if you're ready to take back control of your finances and start your journey to freedom, join Angry's Crypto Academy today. Let's make it happen.
Nicole has slashed the number of deals and menu items in an effort to boost the company's bottom line. Well, if people are sick of the price increases, I'm not sure that slashing the bottom line is going to be, exactly what I would have prescribed. But again, what do I know? I only run a better coffee company. This is the thing. This is what they hired him for. Nicole has slashed the number of deals. He has also cut the popular perk of being able to visit a Starbucks location without ordering anything. Ooh, the homelesses aren't going to like this. One of the reasons a lot of people didn't want to support Starbucks is they let people literally shoot up in their bathrooms. And, I'm not exactly sure that that's a great way to spend money. I don't think that that's a great, idea for safety. I don't think dads and moms really want that to be the case. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to be drinking my $9 suboptimal coffee, next to a guy shooting smack. That's just, kind of a general rule of mine. I guess call me crazy. He had also cut the popular perk. Oh, the former Chipotle CEO is considering reintroducing free newspapers to the chain's 16,000 stores, self-service condiment bars where customers can add their own extra milk and sugars are also being reinstated. Shortly after taking the job, Nicole went undercover to Starbucks locations to investigate customers' gripes after discovering how long it took to get a basic Americano.
Now, guys, they're thinking about adding free newspapers again as a perk of drinking at Starbucks. Free newspapers. Who the HELL do you know that still reads newspapers other than the baby boomers? I'm not saying that there may not be a few Gen Xers out there that still practice this, but who do you know other than the boomers that still read newspapers? And just to be clear, a lot of boomers are getting the news off their smartphones now anyway. Okay? Because the newspaper isn't good enough for them. They are plugged in to CNN and all that other garbage on their smartphones. Guys, if the best idea that Starbucks has is to offer free newspapers, they are 100% cooked. No one, and I mean no one, is going to be able to afford $15 for a cup of coffee when all the jobs are being lost, when everyone is broke. And Starbucks is like, it's only $15, bro. It's premium. And here's something else that many of you guys don't know about. Something very strange is happening. So you already know that the cost of eggs is skyrocketing because of, a condition with the birds around the world right now. I won't actually say what it is, but it's resulting in a scarcity of eggs, and it's causing the price of eggs to go up. One of my subscribers actually reached out today, and he said, "Angry, eggs are now costing a dozen eggs at the grocer. The supermarket is now more than $10 for a carton of eggs. Eggs used to be like what, $2-3 for a carton, and now it's for a dozen, and now it's over $10 for 12 eggs. Eggs are no longer cheap. Eggs are no longer affordable, and they just keep on going up. When eggs were $5 for a dozen, people were freaking out. Now it's more than $10 for a dozen. And they're telling us this is a great economy. You've got to be kidding me. We're heading towards $12, $13, $15 eggs. Don't let anyone fool you. That's where we're heading. We are heading towards $15 eggs. The cost of eggs never went back to normal. It never went back to $2-3 for a dozen eggs. They stayed at around $5 to $6, and then they skyrocketed up now to over $10. And we're going to see $15 eggs. The reason why I bring this up is because now they're seeing a shortage of coffee beans. So there's another big issue happening around the world. I forget exactly what's causing it, but as a result of it, countries where these coffee beans are grown, I don't know. I'm not going to try to, say that it's there's anything nefarious happening, but it very well could be. But there's now a shortage of coffee beans, and because of there's a shortage of coffee beans, plus the tariffs that Trump is putting into place, so that may actually play a role in it. That's going to result in the price of coffee skyrocketing up. So when I say get ready to pay $15 for a cup of coffee or $20 for a cup of coffee, I'm not playing around. Get ready to pay $15 for a cup of coffee, and maybe not even the largest cup, you know? So it's going to be an absolute nightmare. No one's going to be able to afford this stuff. And then at the same time, the people who are working at Starbucks, because of hyperinflation, are demanding more money. So many of them are already making $20 an hour, but they're going to say, it's not enough. I need more than that. I need more than 20 an hour. I need at least 30 an hour. In California, they've actually been doing fight for 50. And I called this years ago that they were going to start fighting for 50 an hour. And now they're doing fight for 50 because all of these PhD students or PhDs, PhD kids are now working at fast food jobs and saying that they deserve, PhD level money because they're struggling. And this is the absolute legacy of the boomers. And the same boomers who put us in this horrible situation, who damned us to these states of poverty and destitution, are rapidly becoming homeless themselves, despite being the wealthiest generation in the history of the world. And their fallback is to have their kids rescue them. The same kids that they threw out, the same kids that they gave no money to and they did not try to help to build a life and homes, are the same ones that they now believe owe them something and need to rescue them. That's what happens when you deal with delusion. These are the same people that are practicing rapidly joining the Die with Zero movement, also known as Die with Nothing, where the idea is to die with nothing in your bank account and spend it all before you go, leaving nothing behind for your children except mountains of debt. They have actually made it clear they would rather give their money to their caregivers, to the state, to Carnival Cruise Lines, than to their kids. We were unwanted, and the only reason why they had us was for selfish means. That's why I say no one's coming to save us. That's the good thing about being Gen X, being Zennials, being older millennials. We were born during a period of time where we were taught that life was not fair, and our first bullies were our parents. But thankfully, despite all of our pain and suffering, we are now consciously able to see what is going on, and we can prepare as best we can. And because we've weathered hard times for most of our lives, this is nothing new for us. But people who have been handed everything, they are not going to be able to survive this. Gen Z as a generation is cooked. They were not raised to persevere. They were not raised with resilience, and most of them are they're not very bright. They're not on the level. Even the kids who are graduating from Ivy League schools, when they enter into the workforce, employers are very disappointed by them. They're saying they don't understand why these Harvard brats are not performing well at their jobs. It's like, little bro, you graduated with a degree in mathematics, but I'm looking at these numbers and they're not adding up, bro. The math isn't mathing. Like, what's going on, cat? and then it's like, you send them an email and you're like, I need you at my desk, and it's like you go and then you don't hear back from them and you go looking for them and you're like, where the hell is this punk? And you find out, lo and behold, they came in like, at 10. They were supposed to be there at 8:30. They came in at 10. And then after like, by like 10:15, no one saw them again. Right. And you have to start going through all kinds of this and that. And you find out like, yeah, they were only there for 15 minutes. All right. They only came to swipe in and then left. That's Gen Z. So there's no hope for their future. There's no hope for their generation. They're called bad muffins for a reason. They're called bad muffins for a reason. So, and specifically modern women, they are cooked. They are 100% cooked, and they're not going to be able to get out of this. The gig economy is oversaturated. It's increasingly becoming oversaturated. And you're going to begin seeing that they cannot compete, especially with a lot of these people who are coming from other countries and doing these gig economy jobs. These people, even if they're only making $10 an hour, they will still happily take these jobs because they're sending that money back to their countries, building up a nice nest egg. So if they need to leave, they will leave, go home, and live lives of extraordinary comfort and ease and even luxury. While the average American, the average Westerner, does not have that option. And I've said it plenty of times. I've said it countless times. This is the legacy of the boomers. That's why I keep warning y'all to learn about crypto like the back of your hand. And guys, if you want to protect yourself and learn how to, build, have funds on hand, if you want to learn how to make money every single day, you should learn how to do crypto day trading. You can basically make hundreds of dollars a day working only an hour a day with very little investments. And that's something that every single one of you should learn how to do. It's a very important survival skill. Guys, I just want to tell you a little bit about the Crypto Trading for Dummies blueprint. With this blueprint, you'll learn how crypto day trading can help you earn daily profits, even starting small. Imagine making $30 a day with $100 or even hundreds daily trading small amounts. Working just an hour a day. It's written so simply that even a fifth grader can do it. With banks collapsing and the economy in chaos, this skill is your lifeline. Click the link in the description to check it out now.
Full pledge to speed up service and bring back Starbucks' old cafe vibe. Well, the wild thing about Starbucks, if you're asking me, is, I just don't know why people go there anymore. You used to be able to go there, order your coffee, go sit down, or go have a smoke outside. Before you even finish your smoke, your coffee was ready. Or, your stuff used to be ready in like a minute or two. But then I think they started focusing on hiring blue-haired weirdos, and that became the biggest problem for the chain, at least in my opinion. On March 4th, the coffee also will remove 13 drinks from their menu. The selection of drinks are being removed will include both hot and cold drinks, as well as a few blended Frappuccino drinks. According to Starbucks, these items leaving the menu are not purchased often, are difficult to make, and are similar to other beverages already on the menu. As part of our plan to get back to Starbucks.
Yeah, that's exactly. It's not because they're not purchased often. It's because they're difficult to make. And guys, for example, many of Gen Z will never know some of the things we enjoyed back in the 90s. There used to at KFC, many of you guys are gonna feel the nostalgia now. Used to have potato wedges. You used to have potato wedges, and then you had honey barbecue wings. Now, just to be very clear, there are some Gen Zers who are going to say, "Oh, I know what honey barbecue wings are. I had them when I was a kid." Many Gen Zers don't actually know about the true honey barbecue wings, because later on KFC started making these imitation barbecue wings where they would take them and they'd take basically wings, toss them in like hot wings, tossed them in a bucket of barbecue sauce, shake it around, and they began selling those as honey barbecue wings. Those are not the honey barbecue wings that we had in the 90s. We had these amazing, incredible, just downright tasty barbecue wings, honey barbecue wings in the 90s. Many of you guys know what I'm talking about. If I could go back to the 90s and sample them, I'm on the carnivore diet right now, but that's pretty much my default. But my gosh, if I could go back to the 90s, I would literally be all over those barbecue wings. We also used to have potato wedgies, these big, really tasty potato wedges from KFC. And they got rid of them. They replaced the wedges with fries, and then in terms of the barbecue wings, they just said "F you." I think they do offer now. Maybe like, I don't know if they offer like a variation, like a what do you call them, like boneless wings or something, but boneless barbecue wings, but they're not the same. And the thing is that they did this because they were immensely popular. They did this solely because they would make more money by not offering them than by offering them, even though they were immensely popular. And that's how companies operate. They don't care about you. All they do is they care about profit and prioritizing profit. A company does not have a soul. I went to business school, and one thing they taught us in business school is that a business does not have a soul. Okay? Human beings have souls. A business does not. All right? Its job is to make money for its shareholders. That is the primary and only real purpose of a business. And people have to understand that. Women are rapidly being fired from their jobs, guys. You're seeing it from yourselves, and it's only going to get worse from here. Let me know your thoughts. We'll talk about it in the comments. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWM and walking away and cheers.
Nothing says you care like crypto. Nothing can compare. Nothing says you care like crypto. Oh, nothing can compare to crypto.